Whew. All right. Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Craps with John. We have, let's see, I'm running a little bit behind, as you probably can tell. I think what's going on with the crazy picture right there? There we go. That's a little better. Get some light on the situation. Let's review the daily paycheck. Didn't go well today. It did not go well today, so I'm gonna have to go and get some data entry done here for you. I'll just do it with you live, if that's okay. We'll get it typed in and talk about what happened in that session. It wasn't a great session, but I think it gives us some food for conversation anyway. So let me go ahead and do that. Let's go switch over to this screen, and not that one. Let's go here actually. And I'm gonna type in what happened today. I'll do this with you every morning here. So today, what I do is I copy the last line. This is easier because all the formulas are in there. Today's 411 though, not 410. 411 today. $5,000. We ended up losing 1,050, which blows. I don't know how many rolls we had, but I can tell you this: it wasn't 40. It was probably more like 75 rolls today. It was a long, ugly session. We're down 305. We're down 6%. So I'm going to change this here in a minute. Let's go ahead and actually I can do it right now. We're down 305. 305, and that was how much percent? 6.1% minus 6.1% down. We'll get that going again. And that's our update from that end of it. We have one more thing to type in though. We're going to go over here to Casino Gaming TV and pull out our 401g account. We're going to deposit $3,090, right? 3950. 3950 gets deposited back. So our bank account, we're down a little bit, right? We're down $1,050 in the bank. What does that mean? That means that if we make a paycheck, right, we're still going to I'm going to work the paycheck to where we're going to go, the paycheck goes into the earnings, right? You got to make $500 a day no matter what. But we're not going to fill the excess or the expenses accounts until the 401g account's back to 100K. So we're going to, all the excess winnings from, if we get any, are going to go 500 to earnings. The rest goes to replenish the 401g. We work that account till it's back to even again. So it makes it hard, right? This is when you see the money on a sheet like this, it makes it a little harder to picture, manage, and get through. So I think that's an important thing for us to kind of watch as we go here. So there it is. There's we're down. We're down a little bit of money. We're down $1,050 in here, which is a huge bummer. But that's life, as they say, right? Let's get this thing out of the way. Let's talk about what happened. So the rolls out there today, and it's actually kind of a miracle. I'm getting my coffee up here. It's kind of a miracle when you think about it that we didn't lose more, right? As quote unquote bad as the rolls were, and the rolls weren't even that bad today. We finished up on a 20-something roller, hit the small. We're actually still going. That shooter is still actually active. 20 plus roller. Before that, I had a couple in the 9-10 range. It wasn't bad shooting. The fact is we were on the inside. This strategy is an inside strategy, and we never hit the inside numbers. We were everywhere else. We hit the 4s and 10s like crazy. We hit field numbers like crazy. We just never hit the inside numbers. When you need 2 inside numbers to get hit, to make the thing work, and you don't hit any of them, it's going to feel like a really bad day. And that's what happened. It felt like a really bad day. Lost $1,000, but honestly, as quote unquote bad as I shot today, losing $1,000 ain't that bad. Like, I don't want to lose $1,000 obviously, but it could have been so much worse. It could have been so much worse. This strategy has some staying power. It's got some legs. It's got some grit to it. I think that it can withstand a day like today. You know it's going to win on a better day. We just got to get a little bit better targeted shooting. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. So there it is. We're down a little bit right now. We're gonna be fine. Trust me. Here we go. Let's get into the regular segment here, and let's go. Come out, roll. No Friday night fights. No craps chat. Why? Coming up this weekend. Nothing on Friday. Nothing on Sunday. I'm gonna be in AC. Jeff's gonna be in AC. DJ's gonna be in AC. Louie's gonna be in AC. Everybody. I think it sounds like Victor's gonna be in AC. I'm gonna prove to you all that Victor is a live person and not a bot. Victor is not ChatGPT. He is not an AI. He's a live person. We're going to meet him. I'm going to get a selfie with him. It's going to be super fun. Can't wait it. James Newberry says, maybe my strategy is wrong for this game. Yeah, maybe my strategy, maybe my life is wrong. I'm just terrible at this game, I guess, right? seriously, some of these days I throw exactly opposite of what I need. And it just is what it is, right? Ian says, reminder to turn off that damn Nightbot. I will. I'm going to actually do it right in front of you because I know you guys don't trust me. Here we go. I'm going to go. I don't even know where it is. Is it Nightbot? Nightbot.io. There it is. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this crap off. Nightbot. I'm going to go to the, where do you do it at? Dashboard? Dashboard? Is that where it is? No. Commands. I'm going to, timers. There we go. Timers. Turn, disable. There. Nightbot will now stop. No more Nightbot for y'all. All right. There. Nightbot has just been gone away. How many quarters in a swear jar? Ian, so many quarters today. I filled that swear jar up and almost broke my stick. When I threw that 1.7, I almost broke my stick. I was so pissed off at that thing. I was so close to getting it to work today. Just couldn't get it. I could not get, man, getting 2 inside hits is really hard. It's so hard to get 2 inside hits. It's unbelievable. Anyway, I'm going to be in AC. I'm leaving here Thursday morning. I'll be in AC Thursday evening for dinner. Playing with everybody Thursday night, all day Friday, and probably Saturday morning. And yeah, the AC meetup is going to be, it's going to be super fun. I can't wait to get over there and have a good time with everybody. What else is going on in the world? We need to talk about video filming. I don't have a screen for this, but I want to talk about it. Yesterday, and actually last week, I think Friday, I forget, I think it was Friday night and yesterday, I filmed 6 new strategy videos because I've been playing things like the Philly Special, the Dallas Drawdown, this one, a couple of others that I've been doing kind of with you here, but haven't filmed an official kind of pro craps. How do you play the strategy video? So I did them. And they're all about 5 to 6 minutes of me talking about how the strategy works. I end it with about a minute of, hey, what does it look like for comps and everything else? The middle of it is a rollout. And it's a short rollout. I debate whether to do a rollout in these videos or not because, you know, here's how you play it. Here's a 5-minute rollout and here's whatever. Well, I was wrestling with this and I want to ask you something. I want to ask you a question. On the rollouts, do you want to see it win? And I don't mean to be like, you know, snarky about that, but here's my question. And I know that people have claimed that Waylon always wins. Waylon always wins. Never loses in a strategy. Well, if you're filming a video that says, here's the Philly Special. Let me show you how this thing works. And then here's this great strategy. And then I lose on it, right? I'm not putting that video out because the whole point of it is so you can see how the strategy works when it works. That's the point. What I did was I filmed a couple of those rollouts twice because in one of them, I actually had like 7 or 8 PSOs in a row and deleted the bankroll. And it's like, here's the video of the strategy. And when you PSO 8 times in a row, you never get to see it work. And I want to show the strategy, not so much working and winning, but the movement of the chips and how it all kind of works. And I wanted to get a good representation of what the thing looks like, give you all the scenarios. And eventually they all win, and that's what's going to go out. And I wrestled with that. Do I put those videos out or not? And then I remember, and I'll ask you here again, I always do them live, right? We have our 5-day lives up here. Everything I put a video out on, I also ran live with real dice and real throwing like today. So you can see it. You can see it win. You can see it lose for real. But in the actual strategy video, I'm going to show them winning. I'm going to show them a little bit like this and a nice win at the end because I want you to see how the strategy plays in close-up form, right? And then we'll do the live rollouts here to kind of quote unquote prove it or disprove it in real life. So I want to let you know that's what's going on. A couple of videos coming out over the next few weeks that'll showcase some strategies. And again, there's going to be some contrived wins in there, but again, you have to kind of show off what these things do. So it's tough to be a producer and know what to do there. And I feel everybody's pain when you're like, hey, we always see it win, but you'll see me lose out there in the garage setting. You won't see me lose so much when I first display the strategy. So yeah, there's that. There's the come out roll. Wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up on what's coming from my end. And yeah, let's check P's and Q's real quick and then I'll go to the table. I want to talk to you about something because it kind of happened yesterday when I was filming one of the videos. And that's where this today's subject comes in, which is how light or how heavy do you go in on a roll? Looking for, especially if you're a monster hunting down monsters or trying to find some kind of a hot roll. So I want to talk to you about that here in a minute. Let's see what's going on in the questions and answers. Ian, turn Nightbot off. I did. Dan asked me, do you shoot in real casinos? My luck is, generally speaking, better in a real casino. Yeah. I shoot better. You know, this is, and I'm not going to make an excuse, right? I'm not a great shooter. We all know that. But I shoot pretty consistently. I'm pretty consistently 8 to 15 most of the time, a couple PSOs here and there. I shoot okay in the casino. I also don't in the casino just drop the same exact bets out there 10 times in a row. Right? I just don't play that way. I'm not a super feel move around player, but I will adjust as we go, right? I generally speaking play the horseman, which gets me dark side and light side on a decent rhythm, and I can turn that into something different. I am luckier at the casino than I am here. Remember, I roll out of bed, brush my teeth, grab a cup of coffee. Sometimes I catch 5 minutes of news and then I'm out in the garage and we're throwing. No warm up, not even had food yet, right? So not that that's an excuse, but that's how the mornings go. So you get what you get in the morning. And I think, frankly, if I'm bad, it's good. It's good to see me struggle out there, I believe, because if the strategy just wins all the time, then I'm giving you false information. You got to see me struggle and get through it. And I think me swearing and throwing sticks and everything else brings the human element into this thing too, so that I'm not just making this stuff up. I actually do care a little bit. So anyway, let's talk about being aggressive as a craps player. We're going through these kind of personality types, like gambling personalities, right? You got the cautious player we did last week. Now we're talking about being aggressive. Whether you're right side or dark side, okay? Whether you're playing heavy odds or whatever, or just pressing like a crazy person, if you are of the aggressive mindset, okay, not good or bad to play that way, it's just a way to play. You got to make sure that you're kind of in tune with it. And what I mean by that is, where are you bankroll wise? Does your bankroll match that? Do you have enough bankroll to be aggressive as you want to be? Can you withstand losing 330 every single time? Can you withstand losing 640 every time? Can you withstand losing 64 12 times in a row? Whatever your spread is, if you're aggressive, your bankroll has to allow for that. Otherwise, you're going to feel like you're being forced to do something that's kind of orthogonal to what your normal mindset is, okay? If that's the case, not a big deal. Just make sure you have a goal in mind, right? I think the aggressive player is probably playing for disposable income, right? They may be playing for comps because they have huge bets out there, but really the goal of this player that we're talking about this week is not to do the paycheck, not to get consistent wins. The goal is to turn 500 into $3,000 or $4,000. Okay, that's an aggressive mindset. They're looking for some DI, looking for some chip porn if they can get it. All right. I want to talk today about ways to get there. Ways to get there. This aggressive mindset, you've got the bankroll to burn. You probably have stop loss of 0. You're okay with the big swings. Okay. You've got some lofty goals and you're hunting a hot roll. Now, here's what I want to hone in on: hunting the hot roll and seeking that risk. What's the best way to hunt down a hot roll? Yesterday, I did a bunch of dolly and molly stuff. Today, I want to get out there and do some pressing. And I want to really hone in. And I'm going to work with tier pressure today, not because I want to sell you the strategy, but it has a feature to it that I want to talk through with you. And I want to get interactive chat here. So let me know in chat as I ask questions how you feel about what I'm going to ask you when I get to the table. Let's actually go ahead and turn a light on and zoom into the table. And I'm going to ask you a couple of pointed questions. Is my camera not on? I guess it's not. There we go. Camera's on now. I want to ask you a couple of pointed questions about when you get in or get out of this hand, okay? And again, this may not be a great example, right? This may be a bunch of PSOs. We just don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to roll the dice short in front of you. And let's do tier pressure. And I'm going to come out here at 130 across, which is a good starting level for it. Actually, no, let's do it at, now 130 is fine. We'll do it at 130. Puck's off. We'll come out at 130. That's 15 here. That's 20 on the 4 and 10, or the 5 and 9 rather. $20 there, $15 on the 4 and 10, and 30 on the 6. That's 130 across. It's a good starting point. You're going to want $2,000 to play this way. $2,000 is your minimum to play it here. Now, we're looking for an amazing roll. And I'm going to give you a little preview, by the way. The video that I filmed on the Philly special, or on the tier pressure, had an amazing roll. It's got a really great roll. Here's 2K in the rack. Here's 64 across. Okay, my question, or 130 across. My question is going to be this for you: at what point here are we going to jump out of this thing? And here's what I'm asking: how you're aggressive guy, aggressive gal. You want to win 5K. Tier pressure works. First level, catch a point. Let's catch a point. I'm going to roll right here in front. 7, 3. Come on, like being in the garage. A 6 is a point. Once we have a point, we're looking to get either 4 inside or 4 hits total, or something repeats. Let's do that. And when we do that, there's a number that comes up. This is going to win likely right around what we started with. First level, if we can get to it, there's a 5. 20 is going to pay 28. Okay, we're going to drop a nickel out of our rack and make it look like 50. Full press of the 5, right? First number, full press. I'm going to hopefully get what we need here to kind of talk about this. There's a 6, that's the point. That's going to pay 35 bucks. That's 2 hits. Add a 3 that we need. New point's going to be a 10. There's a 3. There's a 9. Okay, so just like the 5, the 9 is going to go to 50 bucks. Same deal. We have to drop a couple of bucks, get $3 and change. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3 hits. Let's beat a 7 here. There's a 5. Okay, the 5 hits again, 70 bucks. Now, here's the thing. In tier pressure, when this happens, if I pull these bets down, go back to base. Back to base. We'll put the 9 back at 20 bucks. Put the 5 back at 20 bucks. Bring everything else down. I owe myself a nickel. What do we have? We have 150, 160, because the 5 hit twice. Now, tier pressure works like this. There we are. Level 1 or phase 1 of tier pressure just means 4 hits or 2, whatever, right? That brings back, there's the 130 that we started with, okay? The question I have for you is this, because phase 2 of tier pressure is a big inside move, right? We're gonna go from this to probably 220 inside right now. That's gonna be my next level here. My next phase is go right to 220. The question I've got for you is this: in tier pressure, would you rack the 130 and lock up the 30 bucks in profit, like so, and then restart it and do that move again? That's option 1, right? If you're hunting down a monster roll, not a bad case to say, hey, I got my 4 hits, I'm locked up and I'm even, I'm out of this hand. Now I can play for quote unquote free. This whole 130 out here is basically profit, if you think about it, but it's risk-free play. And in fact, if I lose this, I can do it again, right, on house money, essentially. I can try it a second time without dipping into my initial bankroll. Or do you say, you know what? We pulled off the first phase. Do I go right back at it? Do I just come out here and take my winnings and go right back? There's my quarter, right out there and go into it. Just put 10 bucks in the rack and that's it. Just put $10 in the rack and go out here at 220. Do I do that? Right? Go 220 in and rock tier pressure the way that it should be hit. That's the question I have for you. When you're playing aggressively, and let me know in chat, do you, as soon as you can, get to bankroll neutral and restart your strategy 4 rolls behind the shooter? If we do that, we're 4 rolls behind. Or do you do this right here? Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up, I'm not sure where this came from. This is I should have a quarter in there. If we set this up with 2 guys, I'm going to set a guy up in the back here with the same bets. We're going to go 130 back here. I'm actually going to, it's going to take me a minute to get it set up here. 130. I'm going to take this out of the rack. We don't need the blacks right now. Let's say a player in the front, the back side of my rack, the back side of here. Let's say he just did what we said. He's going to bring back the 150. the 160, I guess it was, right? He's gonna bring that back and be at a spot where he's clean. He's playing clean, but he's 4 rolls behind. This guy in the front is gonna not do that. He's bringing back only 10 bucks. I'm not sure where this money came from. Did I pull this back in? I don't even know where that came from. That might've been for when I was making change. Anyway, here's 2 players on the same core strategy playing it 2 different ways. Okay, one guy is gonna just do it, right? Tier pressure, 4 hits, inside squeeze. The other guy says 4 hits, pull my money back, hope for the best. He's in the roll. He's 4 rolls behind now. He's basically starting over, but he's got some juice. Let's see who ends up in the better spot here, okay? 415, the guy in the front, he's on the inside. That's a $70 win for him, 70 bucks. The guy in the back is gonna press to 50 bucks. He's gonna do the full press. He's still working the normal system, right? He's gonna drop a nickel to get some change, and he is now pressed up. Guy in the front, he's working the inside. He's gonna take 70 bucks and ask for 66 inside. He's gonna get $4 and change, like so. And he's gonna press his inside by 66 bucks. Let's get this going here. 3, 3, and 3. That makes his 5 and 9, by the way, look like 78. So he does the inside press. This guy here is still working the 4 hits. He has to restart the whole freaking process. And there's another 5. That's fantastic. So this guy wins on the inside press. That wins 91 bucks in the front, 91. He wins 70 on the back. Now let's take a look at the 2 players. We'll do the player in the front first. I'll take the 70 bucks here. We'll deal with that in a minute. So this guy here from 130 pulled off the whole tier pressure. He got the 4 hits. He got the 2 inside, blah, blah, blah. He's done. He can actually go back out at the next tier now. He can just hammer this thing up and come out here at 250 across. Already pulled off the whole thing. 250 across, by the way. Looks like 40 on the 5 and 9. And it looks like 25 on the 4 and 10. And it looks like 60 on the 6 and 8. He's out there at 250. He's got 100, 10, and whatever or 125, 135, and some change. So he's going to bring back 125, 142 to his rack. And he's now out at 250. He's on level 2. He's on tier 2 already, which is great. This guy here just now was able to get there because he had to wait for all that to happen. His 70 bucks, he's going to try and squeeze in. We're probably not going to be able to have enough money to do it. Let's see, there's the 220 inside. Can we get there? He's going to have to dip into his rack to make it happen. And take one of his quarters away. Now he's at that level where that guy just was. He's at 220 inside, looking to get those 2 hits. And see how we're like chasing the hot roll here? This guy caught it. This guy's a little bit behind. They both have about the same money in the rack, as it turns out. Guy in the front's got a little bit more. Not by much, but he's really leveled up and ready to hammer the next part of the roll. This guy here is still kind of fighting through it. A couple more rolls here. There's the aces. Again, I'm going to roll it close quarters just because it doesn't matter. I just want to get a sense of rhythm. Okay, that pays 70 bucks in the front. He is tier pressuring from level 2, so that means he's going to go. We'll take that to the bank. We'll make these greens look like a black. He's going to go to 120. Full press on the 6. Guy in the back, that's his first hit at 70 bucks. He's going to take 4 change and go with that 66 press that we just did for the other guy. Again, he's a whole roll behind. He's going to go to 70, 78. Same roll, same shooter, right? But by delaying the start, he's a whole series behind. This guy here has way more potential. 1, 2, 3. There's a 6 that repeats. Check this out. 140. Wow, that's a great move for him. He's going to win 91 in the back. Okay. Let's handle both plays here real quick. So the guy in the front, okay, he has got his hit. We're at 250. We should be able to get to at least 330 inside. I think we can do that with our winnings. We should be able to. There's 3 units there. I'm going to take these blacks and make them look like greens for our other player here. All right, let's go to 330 inside. I think we might even get, yeah, 330 inside. He'll take some money back to his rack. That's a green chip. He's going to take 65 bucks back. And now he's in the middle of tier 2. He's doing the inside press part of tier 2. That's an extra red. This guy back here now has pulled off the first part of that. Okay, he got his 91 bucks. He can now go to 250. And again, he's going to be behind a roll, but he gets to make that move, which is kind of cool. He's going to go to 250. There's 40. There's 40. There's 25. Yeah. And then these go to 60. Get a whole level up. And he gets to bring all this mess back. We actually got a pretty good little roll here. I might want to just stop the show right now and be done with it. All right, here we go. I think the guy in the back's actually winning, which is interesting. All right, so here we are. He's at 330. He's looking to make this. Now they're both on their next tier, right? Looking to make the next big move, but he's a whole level higher, right? He's at 330 inside. Let's go. 3, 7 out. Okay, so they both lose, which is actually kind of good. Same roll. One guy attacked it from the very beginning. One guy sort of backed into it, right? Got himself safe first and then worked his way up. How did they do? Was there any difference in the money? Looks like the guy in the back that eased into it came out ahead, which is interesting. I think because that second tier, that's actually kind of cool that he did that. I didn't expect that to happen, actually. I thought the first guy would have made more, but he's got more out there. There's 275, 285, plus a bunch of whites. 295, 290, 300 bucks. Basically 300 bucks he's got in his rack. From 130, not bad. The other player up here does not have 300 bucks. He has 100, 200, 25, 230, 240, 235. Interesting, right? Backing into it, made a little bit more money than attacking it from the outset. Why is that? I believe that happens because he was so far up early, right? But having those bets high didn't get that second pull down. If we had pulled off the move one more time, he would have accelerated so much more. But because he was in mid-stroke when it happened, this guy here was actually a little bit ahead. It's interesting to think about. And again, when you're playing an aggressive strategy like this, that's my real question, is what does your heart want, right? Do you want to be out there and just, because we could have burned that right away. We could have had a PSO and burned the 130. Not a PSO. We could have got to tier 1 and burned it almost immediately. That could have happened quick out of the box. And this guy here would have been pretty safe. Let's do it one more little run like that, just to get another look at it and see what we think. There's off button there. Let's get them both out there again at the initial level. I'll play them both the same way. There's 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, and 3. All right, they're both out there at 130. We'll do the same exact experiment. Guy in the front's going to be all in from the beginning. Guy in the back's going to be passive and take his profit before he goes all in. 5, 3, 2, 5, 6. They're both going to play the first phase the same. The difference is going to be, there's 35, there's 35. The difference is going to be what happens after this. All right, let's take our caps back to the rack. Eight, same thing. 35. 35, we're going to both take 10 bucks back. We're both going to go to 60. That's 2 hits. There's a yo. Oh, aces, come on, man. 4. Okay, it's going to pay 18 bucks for both players. your pressure. All right, we're going to take the whites back to the racks. Press these guys up to 30 bucks. One more hit for each player, and they're out of this round. Let's go. One more across hit, please. Midnight. 7. Damn it, they both lose. All right, tie. That's a tie. And again, if you're playing a Mr. Aggressive strategy, guess what? That's going to be your life. You're going to have to deal with those PSOs more often than not, unfortunately. Let's get these things reset. Let's do it. It's not really a PSO, right? You think about what happened here too. An aggressive strategy like that. We got a 6, we got an 8, we got a 4, we got nothing in the rack, right? When you play aggressively, we talk about the risk appetite. This is a good example of it, right? The first time we made some money, we had caught a decent little roll. The second time through, both players got kind of hammered. They lost their whole 130 minus, whatever, a couple of trinkets up here, because you got to be all in. If you're going to hit home runs or be aggressive, that risk appetite or risk aversion we talk about, you got to be willing to burn 130 bucks or 270 or whatever you're doing every time to make this kind of thing work. Let's go one more round. Hopefully we get through it and have an example of 2 7s in a row. There's a 6. Another good example of what it looks like to kind of fall back or go in. There's a 6. Hit the point. That's kind of boring. So again, we'll take both their caps back to the rack. Press them both up. Puck will be off. 7 come out. 12 come out. 8 come out. Here we go. On the 8 we are. 6. So the 6 for both players hits the 70 bucks. That's awesome. That's our first tier, right? First level. Take it. Now this player here is going to reduce his 6 back down and take this back to the rack. He's going to bring back whatever this ends up being. It's not quite his recovery. It's 100 bucks. He's locking up 100 bucks. Not quite the 130, but after the first move is made, he's going back for safety. Pretty important to do that. The other guy, and the other guy here has got his 70 bucks. We're going to go ahead and jump into that next phase as best as we can. We're going to try and get to, we're not going to be able to have enough money, I don't think, to do the whole thing. We get 60 on the 6 and 8. We can get, it looks like, 40 on the 5 and 9. He can't get a full inside press because there's not enough money with that early hit, but that's fine. He's jumped ahead. This guy here has his money locked up. If we get a 7 now, maybe, hopefully, I'm kind of hoping for a 7 now. There's a 5. If we get a 7, if we would have got a 7 here, you would see the difference. This guy here would have been back at base and have base in the rack. This guy here just gets destroyed. Okay, on the 5. He's squeezed in. 5 at 40 is going to pay 56 bucks. What we're going to do here is do a 44 inside press is the best we can do with what we have. So we're going to make this look like 44. There's 50. There's 5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. He's going to bring back a little bit, but he's got his inside move completed. The guy in the back here on that same 5 is just going to win $28. Okay, he's still working the new press, right? He's going to go and make this thing look like 50 bucks. He's going to drop $2 out of his rack. He's still press moving. There's the $2. Still trying to get to the next tier. He's already into it. But look at the rack difference. There's an 8. Okay, that's great. So the 8 is going to pay, what's it, $48? 56. And he's done with that tier. This guy here at 35 is just pressing up for the second time. It's very, very interesting how he's got less money on the table, but more money in his rack. This guy over here, way more money on the table, and he's about to go up now to 250 across, right? Because he hit it, right? There's 25, 40. These are going to be at 60. There's 40, and there's a quarter. He's at the next level. He's way leveled up on his bets. He's got way more opportunity out here. And again, the aggressive player is looking for opportunity. There's 75 bucks coming back. That's a nickel. He's bringing back 85 bucks, which puts him still behind the other guy in the rack. If a 7 comes now, he's behind. This guy here played it a little bit safer. He's ahead in the rack. He can play again. This guy here doesn't even have his money back yet, although he's pressed up and ready to rock the longer roll. He's poised for opportunity. This guy here is still working through it. He's safe. He can play it again if we lose out now, but his opportunity is still building. We're not there yet. Oh, by the way, that was the point being hit. There's a 7. There's aces. There's a 6. Now we're going to be on the 6. I'd love to see a 7 come soon. 5. Okay, 5 hits. We've got, hold on, where am I at here? I'm missing a nickel. Okay, we're going to drop $4. Make the 5 look like 100 for the guy in the front. Again, he's a whole level ahead. This guy here hit 70 bucks. That's his repeater. Now he can go 220 inside. So he's working the inside piece, still at the first level. This guy up here with his 5 is working the new 4. It's interesting. The rhythm is so different when you pause for a minute to get your bets back. Now here, he has his repeat. That's going to win 140. He's going to win 70 bucks and do the inside 66 press. I'll leave the $4 change so we don't forget that. In the front, because we're tiered up, he's going to go to 330 inside. Make those look like greens. This is great. 330 inside. He's going to bring back about 70 bucks. Now the racks look close to the same. This guy in the back is going to get his $4 change and press up to 66 across the back. This will be at 78. All right, 78 bucks. There we go. So he is pressed up on the inside. He is also starting on the inside, but at a new level. So he's going to be on a collect and grow. He's going to be a collect and pull. Let's make it happen. There's a 9. Great. That pays 105 bucks. He's going to drop a nickel and do a 110 press in here. 110 press. It makes everything black chip level. It's pretty cool. I'm going to make those look like blacks for him. Again, more money on the felt, less money in the rack. Good play or not. Okay, the 9 up here. It's going to pay 91 bucks. And he's done. In the back, he can now go and match this guy at 250. Let's do that. Let's get the 4 up, 5 at 40, 6 and 8. We'll go to 60. Now he's at the 250 level. Bringing back his profit. Actually brings back quite a bit. He does a good job there. I love tier pressure. There's a quarter. And there's 100. Brings back 1. Look at it. He's the first guy with a black chip in his rack. Booyah. All right. Here we go. This is the big one right here. We're pressed up in the middle, right? One more hit and he's can level up a second time. Can we get one more hit? There's a midnight and a 6. 140, baby. We can actually do 150 for 10. I think I put, yeah, well, I pulled that out of the wrong rack, actually. 150 for this guy's 10. Okay, there we go. That's awesome. Now, I'm gonna bring all this down. He went out there for 250 and netted out. There's 500, 625 bucks. Okay, quick little net at 600 bucks. He can go back out there at 500, back out there again at 250, or we can just pull this all down. I'm gonna pull it all down because we have the time constraint. Okay, he's done. Back in here, that same 6 is gonna pay 70 bucks. I'm gonna pull him down as well, just to get a sense of where we are. Again, we are kind of borked for time here, but let's see, there's 50. $300 on the felt for him. Not bad. There's 300 bucks. How'd they do? How'd these guys do? About the same. Not that different, really. This is actually super interesting. This is telling me something. When you see this kind of thing happen, you should be learning from this. I hope you are. There's 50 bucks. I know I'm coloring up as fast as I can here. There's 50 bucks. Guy in the back. 1, 2, 3, 400, 600 and change. $600, 607 bucks he makes. Okay. Why is that significant? Well, he started out with $130. Okay. Tier pressure does a good job on a halfway okay roll. Okay. We're still rolling, by the way. 600 bucks. 600 bucks for the guy in the back that basically same betted the first time. Got out of there quick. The guy in the front will do a little better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This time he makes more. There's 100. There's 200. 25. That's 100. There's 300 bucks in extra monies out there. So he goes and makes $806. I mean, he beat him by a couple $100, okay? Again, going all in and never pulling back. This guy pulled back right away. So we had that early 7 after roll 3. He'd have been safe. He'd have been down 130. As it is on a longer roll, he ends up staying in it a little bit long. He gets to it quicker and makes more money. So the point of this whole thing, and I know that I'm kind of just rolling and talking quick here, is really to understand what your mindset is. Let's get back over here again. It's this piece here. It's your mindset about how do you, oh God, look at what happened to the color? Man, that camera got worse. There we go. It's your mindset about playing aggressively here is even though you're aggressive, do you want to be safe, right? The one player goes out at 130 and the minute he wins 130, he regresses back down to 130 and then does it again. So he starts out 4 or 5 rolls behind. The other guy just goes right out at 130 and just lets it hang and rolls and sees what happens, right? That guy is way more aggressive. They're both aggressive. It's an aggressive play. How do you see it? How does your brain process it? Because you could be like, and again, you look at me personally, my personal way of looking at it, I like to cross over from cautious to aggressive. So to me, that first move of like pulling the 130 and saving it, and then going hard, that's the way John plays it. I like to be cautious, get my money back out, and then go hard. Other guys, like JB, who you've all met, goes in hard and stays going in. Doesn't pull that back like I do, right? I end up being here, a whole tier down through the rest of the process, right? His potential is a lot higher because he gets there quicker. I'm still kind of pulling up the rear. It does change the way that you approach those plays when you're starting out from behind like that. So there you go. I am rocking the Linfield gear. Yep, absolutely. All right, that's my speech for today, guys. We'll do more aggressive plays tomorrow, but think through it. I'm going to go ahead and look at the PCs and stuff here. PCs. Let's see. Dice Dr. Danson, thank you for teaching me how to swear and getting out of my system, but they don't like it. You know what? At the casino, I don't get that mad, really. Honestly, it's a different mindset here. And I think this is actually, I'm going to go to the other screen. Let's go back here and put that comment back up. I think this is an important thing, Dan. In the garage, I get pissed off, and it's not because I'm losing. Okay. In the garage, when I'm practicing in the morning or I'm doing my morning show, I get mad because I have high expectations of myself as a shooter. I expect to shoot 9 or 10. I expect to hit my inside numbers. I expect that all the practice I put in is going to pay off and I'm going to do well. So I get angry with myself because of that. Okay. I am a hot-tempered person. I'm nice and I'm funny and all that kind of stuff, but I'm a huge believer in just letting it out. Like, that's the Philly in me, I guess, right? Little bit of slam the stick, swear, whatever. At a casino, you can't do that. You're right. There's no way to pull. You can't just be that guy at the table. They'll kick you out of there, right? I will, and I'll walk away for a second and come back to it and just kind of do one of these things. The difference is here, I'm throwing 70 times back to back to back to back. There's no rest. I'm throwing 70 straight times and I'm getting worse as I go. Sometimes I get better as I go. Today I got worse as I went. And that's why I got madder and madder and madder. In a casino, you throw bad, you're like, oh, that sucked. Comes back around, see an hour later, you get to try it again. It isn't like you're doing 70 straight throws and are feeling like you're in the pit. Does that make sense? The timing is different, I think. So I think that's the difference and why in the casinos, it's fine. I don't expect anybody else to make me any money. All right, I don't expect that. For myself, I get angry when I don't perform. That's an athletic thing. That's like just playing sports my whole life. I just have high expectations. So I hope that answers your question there. What else do we have? Any other questions to ask? Yeah, Newberry, you wrote me this in email the other day. It's super hard. This game is tough, right? A couple hits and out. This is exactly why, by the way, I've been playing that skill switch. It's inside bets. It's 2 hits and you're out. Let the don't pass run. 2 hits and out. Let the don't pass run. I just couldn't get 2 hits, right? But yeah, a couple hits and quit. I think the short game is where it's at. The short game works. The tier pressure works because it's a short game early and then it catches a long game, but you're out of there pretty quick. You can be out of there super quick on the right roll. I think that's it. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Yeah, 1 minute left. I think all the PCs are gone. I think that's it. Pray for me that tomorrow's a better day. I'm hoping that tomorrow we actually get out there and win instead of coming off out of the gate with an upside down hammer like we did today. We came out of the gate today losing 430 in like 3 rolls. It was brutal. So, all right. What else do we have? James, yeah, this is the thing. By the way, you said this earlier. Reverse engineer the long. That's what I do all the time. I take a long roll and I say, what's the best way to have played that roll? I know you can't look hindsight, right? But it does show you the betting patterns that work well on longer rolls. And I think as much as people hate it, betting across like tier pressure and layering your bets like I do, that is the best way to attack, I think, longer rolls. That plus some level of half pressing. Those are the 2 best ways I've found to really hammer it out. So, all right, let's keep the batteries in my pocket till football season. That's fun. That's funny. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Waylon's got nothing to prove anymore. I'm not sure you guys are talking something else. All right, I'm out, guys. Let's have a good morning, good day, and I will see you in the next one. Tomorrow's going to be a better one. I know it. Tomorrow we're going to win some money out there in the garage. I got a good feeling about it. Today was just one of those days. Chalk it up to that. Let's get on out of here. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you later. Thanks. Bye.